This is Mark McNeese, and you're listening to One Thing or Another, the interviews.
This is fun, but I'm not your co-host anymore. I'm just your special guest.
Oh my God, did I say co-host?
It's okay. We're rolling live with it, baby.
Yeah, I'm not going to redo this. But anyways, we used to be co-hosts. I'm so used to that.
I love it.
And we have such a good time, and I'm doing them as videos again. Now, I'm going to take this face mask off in a minute. For people who are like not watching the YouTube version, I have my face mask on. I shall peel it down. You asked
what
me,
a difference!
You asked me if this is the one I wore. Was it horrible? Should I not have done that?
No, it's not horrible at all. But it proves like when we're out there, I have to talk louder and clearer when I have mine on. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I was thinking earlier too, with a face mask, like I could be making inappropriate facial gestures at you, and you would never know. You think, oh, really, Rick? That's disgusting.
No, you could do anything.
Don't you think people are having fun with that?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm going to step up my game this week when I head out.
Well, that is one of the face masks that I wear to work. A coworker made them because initially, but like 4 weeks ago, when it hadn't come down yet that you must wear them. So like some people were wearing them, some people weren't. And Fatima in bakery, if she happens to hear this, which I don't think she will, but I really like her, but she made a bunch of them and brought them to us because the store was not providing them at that time. They are now, so I can get a mask, new mask every time I go into work. But
Fatima is one of my favorite names. I think it's a Portuguese name.
Oh, really? I thought it was actually from the Quran, but I could be wrong.
I think there's a safe Fatima, but it's probably hey, it's all one God. We're under one roof. You know what I'm saying?
That's very true. And we have so much stuff to cover. This is our monthly catch up, and boy, have we got a lot of ground to. Oh, by the way, I did get, I don't know if this counts. I got to write to the administration. It's Mr. Clean. No, it's Mr. Clean. Now, I don't know about Lysol or Pine Sol, but all I could find was Mr. Clean. So, should I wait until I get some info on that before I drink it?
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't even touch the subject. But I wonder if there's a bunch of memes out there. There's got to be like with someone else's face replacing Mr. Clean's face. There's got to be. I haven't looked.
Yes, I'm sure there is.
Speaking of memes, real quick, one of my favorite things, I sent you one last night, I think, is Lori Lightfoot, the mayor of Chicago, is getting a lot of acclaim. They're doing tons of memes. She did a whole series and campaign about stay at home. She's very strict with the city of Chicago, which any mayor, any leader should be. But they're hilarious. If you guys haven't gone on yet, go online and look at some of the memes of Lori Lightfoot. They are awesome. There's like her being, at the Wizard of Oz and telling Dorothy, there's no place like home. She said, right on, girl. Or her, just different funny things. Like, it's hilarious.
I will do that, and because we need lightness. I was getting depressed, and I think I may have expressed that to you because I was getting resentful because I am healthy. I have had no health issues. I personally think I could be asymptomatic, like I have had this thing, and just I'm one of those many, many, many people who don't have symptoms. I don't know. But I have been healthy, so I have been working through this whole thing while, 10 people in my department were not working. They were staying home. God bless them. I don't wish them ill. But I think it's natural to, after a while, a couple of weeks of that, to say, fucking what's going on here, man? I got to come in here 5 days a week and do this shit. I'd like to stay home for a couple of weeks. But actually, I would not want to stay. I would only do it if I was sick, and I don't want to be sick, so.
No, I give you, you are definitely a frontline worker. I mean, you're part of that group, the grocery store workers, the healthcare workers, and not to hit into immediate down because, like, to your comment, let's keep things light and have fun. But now you're starting to see the stories of PTSD and some of the deaths that are happening and suicides. And so you are right.
Oh, yes, the ER doctor. That was so sad in New York.
Yeah. Really, and then there was a story that just came out last night. A friend shared because it's her cousin's it's her friend's cousin, and he was a young man that took his life after 3 months of being a EMT because he saw so much death. His dad was a fireman too in New York. But on the positive side, Mark, we're doing all we can. We're getting by one day at a time. Something is preventing me from freaking out. But even when I have those moments to freak out, I do reach out to my counselor, and she's always available to me. And that's why I really appreciate you telling me that day that you were feeling a little depressed. But hey, we're doing the show and we're moving on,
Well,
baby.
I was also feeling immersed, like involuntarily immersed in this shit. You know, I do the LGBTSR. There's weekly red lines. I still do this news roundup. And so I set up Google alerts for it, you know, politics, LGBT health, aging, retirement, all this stuff. All these fucking alerts, like 90% of the news coming at us is about coronavirus and COVID-19, whether it's retirement and finances, you know, how coronavirus is damaging your retirement plans. It's all corona fucking virus. And it's like, no wonder people are like, I can't stand this anymore. And I'm ready to go to a coffee shop. You know, I told Frank yesterday,
exactly.
I'm torn because on the one hand, part of me thinks I want these crazy states to be proven wrong, that it's not a good idea to open all these businesses. On the other hand, I want them to be right because I want to get back to, we just cannot function as a society too much longer doing this because, and I also realize that I'm very privileged and I hope most of us do. Millions and millions of people cannot just, you know, I was getting so tired of this shit on Facebook. Like, what are you doing in quarantine? What videos are you watching? What games are you playing? It's like, there are millions of people who have to fucking go to work to feed their families, their loved ones, keep a roof over their head. They don't get to stay home and set up a home office and make videos. They just don't have that option. So I'm very aware of that. I wanted to put that out there. So.
No, I agree. I have a lot of friends from India whose family is over there, and you know, they can't even leave their homes. And many of the homes over in India, for those that don't know, don't have bathrooms. So it's quite a thing. I will say on the lighter side of things, Leslie Jordan, you remember that name?
Oh, yeah, sure. He's got some fun stuff going on.
Boy, he sure does. You know, I followed him for a long time. I directed him in a play in New York. He was good friends with Charles, my partner who passed away. He's a 12-stepper, as are many people in my life, and that's how I got to know Leslie. Had the pleasure of working with him. He's a little guy, for those that don't know, who plays Leslie on Will and Grace, although God rest its soul, it's put to bed now. But Leslie went and jumped in his numbers. I mean, his Twitter followers in 2 weeks alone doubled. So he's at like 3.8 million Twitter followers, not Twitter, Instagram followers.
Yeah.
Just one of his little posts that just talked about shooting a video with Boy George got like 1.6 million views. If you want, follow Leslie Jordan. He will make your day better. He doesn't talk about the vid. He just has a good time and makes you laugh. And he's a Southern guy, Mark. You gotta love the Southern accent and Southern humor.
He's funny. And like you said, he's been around forever. I mean, I know I saw him in some play. He did like Hysterical Blindness or something like that years ago. I don't know.
Very talented. He makes life a lot of fun.
Now, you know, we do this kind of on the fly. So I was going to have headlines and stuff, but I said no. Let's just log on and have some fun. A couple things that I want to hit on. One is I told you I'm going to go ahead and share this because it locks me in, right? It's like I'm committing to this project. 15 years ago, I remember it. I was on a beach, Jones Beach, and I had this idea for, I don't like the self-help. I don't like that space, but like, how can I make my life what I want it to be? So I came up with dream shaping on shaping reality and living our dreams. But I know that I have to actually be the example because I'm not a con. I'm not going to do something that I have not demonstrated in my own life. So it starts now. It's called Dream Shaping. It's mydreamshaping.com. There's nothing there. I got one post there and a bunch of widgets. But over the next 6 months, I'm going to do this. And I got a picture of the scales that I weighed, 220 pounds. That I'm losing 30 pounds. I'm gonna trim all the dead wood out of my life. I'm gonna have the life that I want, the dream that I want. Because I do believe that to some extent, we shape our dreams. We shape the lives that we're living. So I want to do that. That's my big project.
I love it, Mark, because you've been headed in that direction. This is just putting a cap on it or a name to it or pushing you even further. I'm excited. And thank you so much. You shared me the website with widgets this morning so I could get a look and feel for it. I love your opening statement in it. You know, like here I am, all 220 pounds of me. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking statins I don't want to take. I don't think I need to take if I really get my shit together. I got a CPAP machine I would love to throw in the trash. So these are things that I believe that I can accomplish. And also, and then by the way, I you know, it's not completely altruistic. If I could write a book that that helped other people and made some money, great. If I was a speaker, like a motivational speaker, I believe that we can do all kinds of things if we really want to do it and figure out how to do it. So yeah, that's kind of where it's all going. I'm excited about it. But like I said, it's been on the back burner for 15 years, probably because I was so convinced I could not succeed, but I don't believe that now.
You know, it's so interesting, and these things can come at any point in your life. Some people catch on to it earlier, but it doesn't matter when it happens. You're doing it. It's a quick follow-up to that, because I know I'll be part of it because we've been partners in this for 30-some years. I will say, just as a quick aside, you mentioned earlier, and I got to thinking about it last night. I watched on Netflix, there's a series called Explained, and last night they launched theirs about coronavirus, Explained. And one of the things it talks about is kind of herd immunity, and how in Sweden, as you know, it's worked effectively. Yeah. Didn't work so well in Britain. But for you and I, we've said this before, we survived the pandemic of HIV and AIDS. And I think, like you, remember when we shared this to each other, that we believe we were just immune to it. And I believe it's kind of where I am now. So we share a very intimate journey, if I may share, but also just doing things together, like with you, like podcasting, writing movies, all that stuff I'm very excited about. And in that regard, Mark and I created a show 20 years ago called Into the Outdoors. And I want to tell you, Mark, that as of this week, we're on 25 public television stations across the United States. I haven't shared that with you yet. Started that mission in January when I was out meeting with people in DC, and everywhere from Charlotte.
Can you send me link? Can you send me links or something? I want the info.
I sure will. That. It's very exciting, isn't it? Here's to you.
Yes, and we put it out there. We made it. And what else was I going to say?
Despite the fat donkey or whatever we called that guy when we were mean
Oh my God,
girls.
Baby Huey. Yeah,
Baby
who
Huey.
got to get up and take our Emmy because I didn't go. Oh, well, that's Facebook. That's what. No, but I was going to say too. Oh, the HIV thing is. There is an immunity to that, and it has to do with an Eastern European gene. I remember this. There was a man who they discovered was immune to it, and I actually met him and hooked up with him. But he killed himself a number of years ago because he had lost so many people in his life. He took his own life, but there is an immunity to HIV, and they connected it to an Eastern European gene. Maybe it was related to the Black Plague. I don't know, but I've always believed that I had that gene or that mutation because I absolutely came into contact with HIV and never got it. Facebook. Let's hit on Facebook, and then I'm going to turn it over to you. I want to see what you got. I'm changing. I'm just changing, and on Facebook, what happens is I'll post something and then somebody will, because I've always kept an open tent. I'm not somebody who only wants Facebook friends who I know they've redefined friend way downward. Facebook did. But I've always had people in my Facebook friendships who voted for Trump or they're Republicans or this or that. It's okay. I can live with that. But my tolerance for that is getting much less. And I've said I delete comments. You know, the next step is I'm going to delete friends. But I'm absolutely deleting comments now, rather than constantly thinking, oh, I shouldn't say this, I shouldn't say that. It's my page. I said this the other day. I said, this is not a democracy. My Facebook page is not a democracy. It's my soapbox. It's where I get to say what I think. And if you're going to contradict me, you want to come at me with some Trumpian shit, I will delete your comment. And the next step is I'm going to delete you because I just don't need it. I'm going to be 62 this year. I don't need people in my life who are not my friends and who support policies and people who harm me. Like the HHS, just the other day, the administration, we knew this was coming, but they finally did it. They're doing a bunch of shit, by the way, while under the cover of the pandemic because everybody's obsessed with coronavirus.
Oh, yeah.
They had proposed months ago getting rid of an Obama administration provision in the ACA that prevented discrimination against LGBTQ people in healthcare as part of the Affordable Care Act. They have rescinded that. So, and then somebody asked me, well, do you think a doctor would really deny care to a gay person? I said, hell fucking yes, they would. They'll keep you out of your hospital room while your partner's dying. They did that all the time before we could get married. And of course they will. And it's really hard on transgender people. I mean, the evangelicals, because they're really behind this, they hate transgender people, and I don't know why. I mean, it's tough enough being gay, but at least I'm, as a gay white married man, I know I've got a leg up on some stuff. But if you're trans, man, it's really, really difficult. And like, I'm just, where I'm going with this is, because today I deleted another comment. I had said something about this passing, HHS passing, and somebody who's in my camp said something, and then somebody who's, a Trump voter said something else. I deleted the fucking thing, and I'm going to delete him. I don't care if we're family. I'm just done with this shit. If you can't understand that this harms me, that it harms my marriage, that it harms people I care deeply about, you go live your Trump life. I'm done with it. You're not my friend. You're not going to be my friend, and I'm sorry, I'm going to get off my rant, but that's where I'm at this year. I will stay friends with people who keep their fucking mouth shut on my page, and I'll keep my mouth shut on their page. I won't comment on your page anymore, contradicting you. I don't, you think what you want to think. Am I making sense?
Oh, I love you, Mark. That's, you may have saw it in my face. Those watching on Facebook, it moved me what you said. And it's, you are making perfect sense, and there should be no apologies for what you're saying. I loved it. I saw a little bit of your comments to Sharon Cox, who we met on our previous podcast, and I know she's part of your camp. And I was touched by looking back at the thread that related to your comments. And it's like, I'll sum up my opinion there. Facebook changed the word of friends in so many ways. When you hear the word friend now, you almost immediately think of context with Facebook, and that is so wrong. So you have every right. I have every right. And I can't tell you how many times I sat and thought, should I post this or not? Who am I going to piss off or not? And you got me fired up. And, I use Facebook, though, now as just my scrapbooking. It's just a way for me to have a history of myself if I want to look back and see how I shaped my dreams, So,
well, yeah, and a friend of mine, then I'll stop on this topic.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, poet, because I said the other day, I delete comments. You break for animals, I delete comments. And he said that he had deleted all of his political posts since 2019.
Wow.
But he liked my approach better, because it's like we're afraid to delete somebody's comment. Why?
That's right.
Why are you afraid to delete somebody's fucking comment?
Well, that, and it's your journal and your diary to express what you want, No, definitely. So I'm going to move on to the topic of bidets.
Please do. Yeah.
And how important they are.
As I adjust my seat.
I've been on one all morning.
Bidets, baby.
Oh, baby. You said, no, for real. There's a website, and they're back in stock. It's a bidet that you just hook up to your toilet. So you don't even need a real bidet. You just hook it up, and it makes it into a bidet. The company's called Tushy. The website is called Hello Tushy. And I posted on my Facebook page, you can find me at Rick Rose. Like, they have a pop-up that just comes up this morning. It says, Tushy is back in stock. That's the best news we've gotten all year. And then instead of sign up, it says sign my ass up, but with asterisks. When you go to the actual website, they've got such humor in their marketing. It says, stop wiping your butt, start washing with Tushy. Transform your restroom into the best room with our full line of Tushy products. And the reason I bring it up, Mark, is I saw something. We work a lot with the timber industry and the lumber industry here in Wisconsin. And I had a call. They're a client of ours, Great Lakes Timber Professionals. And it talked about sustainability. And I did an episode on Into the Outdoors last year about sustainability. But we forget, when the toilet paper's off the racks, that are we truly sustainable? And have we really made that industry sustainable? And what is our role in it? I know Amazon has now invested, I think, $40 million or something into, or $10 million into 4 million acres of land, the completion of toilet paper products, etc. But I know that Tushy will save it, because it takes 55 gallons of water, they say, to make one roll of toilet paper. We use 57 sheets a day, and we can't use both sides of the toilet paper. You know what I'm saying? So with Tushy, it only takes like 1 gallon. So that's what I'm saying. Consider it, guys. Bidets.
But I have a question about that, because I've always wondered, bidets, you still got to dry. Like, what are you drying your ass with?
So I love it, because my friends on Facebook comment, and they're open about this conversation. I think, like, Tushy just being open about it. Here's one. The posterior cheeky content for the booty enthusiast just came up on my screen. I just love this website. I could watch it all day. You don't. Here's what I do, because I'm down to one movement a day. If you can make that happen. My movement's in the morning. It's done. I bidet. I hop in the shower, and what's the matter? And I dry off after the shower. But other friends have told me, like in Italy and stuff, they put out like washcloths, and that I don't want to go there.
Well, because
Speaking of-
also Muslims, observant Muslims, they use, I don't even know what they're called, but they're like urns with water in them. You don't use
Yep.
toilet paper.
Yeah. So it's just something, and I'm not joking about it. I really wish people would consider it.
No, I totally agree. I just would have to get used to it. I don't think I've ever used one.
Oh my Lord, I better
As a
work for
drinking
You're-
fountain, sure, but
Oh Lord Jesus! When they put you in the toilet for a flushie when you were a kid, you just like learn to drink out of it. You may never come off the toilet, Mark.
well, no, because no, let's not go there.
Oh, I know. I've got history on you, boy.
Let's. What else you got? What else you got going?
What else I got? I got to. You talked about not doing headlines, but one of my favorite things is to look at silly none vid related headlines, and I go to a website called Oddity. If you just want some fun, go to odditycentral.com.
Oh wait, I got to know that because for my headlines, for my weekly red lines, I'm always looking. I like to have fun stuff, so it's called Oddity.
odditycentral.com. And I'll just read a couple so you get a clue of what you're looking for. And these are, quote, real stories. Africa's oldest first-time mother gives birth at 68. That's kind of minor. Here's one, though. $517,000 rock, paper, scissors debt ruled invalid by a Canadian court. Someone took someone to court over a game of rock, paper, and scissors.
Really? But somebody got killed? What'd you say?
No, they didn't. No, they took him to court and sued them.
Okay. I thought it was a death.
No. Then there's things like Florida company wants to sell face masks made with alligator and snake skin. To your point, it's always got to have a little story out there about that. But let me see. There's some other crazy ones. Hold on. Sheep returns home after 7 years of living in a Tasmanian bush. The shady Japanese religion that offers spiritual COVID cures. See, now it's all being ruined by COVID. But and then there's some cool stuff. The incredible body painting masterpiece of Johannes Studer. And there's some cool stuff. Oh, here's my last one. Here's how odd it gets. Woman hatches duck egg by carrying it in her bra for 35 days.
Wow. See, I love that kind of stuff because I like to keep it light too after all the heaviness.
Oh, for sure. Speaking of keeping it light in bidets, are you wearing pants?
I'm wearing blue jeans. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Because my pastor was talking last week that sales at Walmart are up for like tops and blouses, and they're down for pants and jeans.
Oh, because people are at home.
Yeah, there's that, and they're zooming. So like like you've seen those ads out right now with like hot looking guys all dressed up in their suit and tie, and then below they're wearing jockey shorts. Or
now,
something.
wouldn't you like
trying to
stock in Zoom? I had never really heard of Zoom, and then a friend of mine does a podcast, and he uses Zoom, and I'm like, now like that's all you hear is Zoom, Zoom, Zoom. Like, where did they come from? Never heard of them until about a month ago.
But speaking of which, when you just said Zoom, 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 we know the TV show called Zoom.
Yes,
kids Zoom, and they're coming back as a reunion because of Zoom, and they're doing it via Zoom.
Oh, fun stuff.
That'd
there was
fun.
a 90th birthday Sondheim thing on the other night. It's 2 hours long. I haven't watched it, but it's on YouTube.
And it's free, yeah.
Free.
Well, there's so many cool things out there. Like when you see, like last night, American Idol top 20, they all did them at home. They had a broadcast from there. Got to see the stars at home. Also, this week, Saturday Night Live did their second at-home edition.
I heard it was good.
Oh, yeah. It improved vastly from the first round. It's open Brad Pitt playing Dr. Fauci. If you haven't seen that skit, it's very funny. But it's interesting how we're adapting. Now, I will say, when you think of our industry, Mark, the television industry, soap operas, and I'm like, well, what are they going to do? Because, you got to have more than 10 people in a room to probably shoot a scene. Well, today or yesterday, Young and the Restless, which ran out of pre-taped episode, decided to curate episodes. So this week they're playing like the best of. They took a character named Catherine, and they're doing it Catherine's Great Week, and they're showing episodes from her tenure on the show. So it's interesting how creativity kicks in at a time like this too,
Yeah. Now, what else you got here so we'll wrap this up? It's a beautiful
Mark,
day.
I know, and I could go on and on. I love talking to you. That's it. Yeah. Oh, one last thing, one recommendation for you. Are you going to go to a keto diet, or what are you going to do to get down in weight, do you think?
I'm going to listen to the universe. One thing I'm trying to do, and I'm just experimenting, so I don't want to be like negated, is the 3-meal miracle. I'm eating I want to eat 3 meals a day.
Love it.
And have a nice breakfast, enjoy each of them. Because I'm a terrible snacker. I will snack on cheese. I will snack on anything. I'll eat like 8 meals a day. I want to try to just keep it to 3 meals a day. Now, everybody says, oh, you got to eat a bunch of small meals. You got to eat this. You got to eat that. I think you got to do what you discover works for you. And I know one time a few years ago, I did 3 meals a day for a while, and I was losing weight because I wasn't adding all of these extra bullshit calories, and I was enjoying what I was eating. So it maybe end up being 4 meals or 3 meals and a little sneaky snack. But right now, that's all I'm doing. I'm not cutting anything out or adding anything.
I like that. Well, I was going to suggest to you, because I do keto and it works for me. There's a new product out called Flock chicken chips. So they're like, what do you call those? Like pork rinds, but using chicken skin. And I've always been one to love chicken skin. I just think when I ordered dark meat as a kid, I was just going to get the skin at Kentucky Fried Chicken. So,
well, I fry chicken for a living, and
that's right.
You take it out of I flip it out of the fryer basket onto this tray that's got little holes in it, so the grease comes out. And I'm telling you, it's so we'll like pick up all the little shavings from the fried chicken. It's very good.
It's
deadly.
The best. It's great. Well, I look forward to seeing your project. Thanks for having me on. I just realized my cup that I'm holding up on YouTube really reflects your life here, Mark.
And I can't read it. She believed she could, so she did. Oh my God, Rick, that is like, it's like you knew that this was going to happen.
Yes. So thank you for sharing about your dream shaping. And hey, thanks for having me on as a guest.
Absolutely. We'll be back in a month. And, I'll be able to talk about the coffee shop that I went to, I hope. And all the different things that we're doing. And, I'm excited. So you have a great day. It rained for 3 days here. The sun's out today. So that's why I'm so excited to get out of here.
You're lucky. We got the rain you had. We had a great weekend, and it's going to be nice this weekend. So, hey,
okay.
Enjoy.
Right. Kisses. Bye.